Hey there, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to share my April budget wrap up as well as how I did with my April goals and also my planning and personal budget goals for May, as well as my YouTube and business plans as well. So if you're interested in seeing that, then just keep watching and I'm gonna go right into it. Okay, so I use a budget spreadsheet in Google Sheets, and I have a template linked to that in my Etsy shop below. You do not need to use this. You can just use pen and paper. You can use whatever works for you. The most important thing is that you use something that you will actually use and you actually do the work. So for me, we'll start with, I have a total of, I'm gonna say 11 categories total, and I will share where I ended up for April in each of those categories. So for business, I spent $30, and that was on pens and books from Amazon. For clothing, I spent nothing. For food out, I spent $451 in April. Now that includes things like I had one dinner out. I amend that. I had 3 dinners out and then a lunch, a brunchish at a diner. And that's what I spent. That is what it is. It's a category that I watch, and that's just something that I keep track of. It's, again, it just is what it is. For groceries, I only spent $220.20. For health, I spent $35, and that was for vitamins. So I've been really working on getting my vitamin intake up, and I kind of found the best lowest cost, highest benefit vitamins that I could get, and I got those also from Amazon. If you're curious about my supplement routine, let me know, because that's something that I am continually working on and have seen really, really positive effects from. I started taking a probiotic recently, just an Amazon brand standard probiotic, and that has made a huge difference. So let me know if you want to hear more on that. For household, I spent nothing. My no spend days, I had 5. So 5 of the 30 days of the month, I spent nothing. And the importance of that isn't so much that I didn't spend anything, but for me, it's a trend, because I feel like if I spend in one area, then I tend to spend more in other areas. So it's just being aware of when money's going out. For personal care, I spent $144, and that was for a day out with my mother. $144 worth it to spend time with her. For transportation, I spent a whopping $1,107.48, and that was for a car rental, because my car is quite old. I drove a 2004 Toyota Camry, and there are a lot of miles on that sucker. They're about 216,000 miles. And we just had some significant repair to the engine. It still hurts me to talk about, because the injector coils went due to a poor repair job that was done earlier last year. So it had to be redone, which is just a kick in the teeth. So that is what it is. So that's because we had that repair done just recently in March. I wanted to save the mileage on my car, because as a family, we're saving up for a new car, so really working on that, and I wanted to balance out sort of cost versus benefit. So it was worth it to rent a car, so that's what we did. Okay, for travel, I had nothing, and that was it, bringing my grand total of variable expenses to $1,992.68. Now, if you watch my previous budget review video, I have fixed costs of about $1,100, and that includes things like my mobile phone savings that I have automatically deducted, the home phone bill, utilities, and then healthcare costs. So those are fixed costs that pretty much don't vary. And then the variable costs do vary from month to month, hence the titles fixed and variable. So that's where we are sitting for April. As far as my month going, so I use the Plum paper planner to keep track of everything that happens throughout the month. And here's where I plan out my month. And So for when I'm looking at things that I've done, and I will fill this in retroactively because this is one of the best ways I have of keeping track of what actually happened, what I actually did versus what I meant to do for the month. So I finished my taxes on Saturday the 2nd. I had a couple doctor's appointments throughout the month. We also had Easter, and I'm trying to taper myself off a maintenance medication. So that's the red you see there in the corners. And I also had a business goal of earning $1,000 this month. That didn't happen, but what did happen was I made $300, which was $300 more than I made in March because I took some time off for March and February and March for the wedding. So my income had kind of pretty much gone down to almost nothing. So I'm building my business income back up, which is great. So while I didn't hit my full income goal of $1,000, I made $300 more than I made the month previous. So I will take that. And if I look at setting goals for May, if I were to just make $300 more in May and brought my total to $600, that'd be fantastic. Keep that $300 that I already made and make another $300, I'll do it. So as far as other things that have been working this month, for real, I found that simply tracking my income here in the planner has really, really helped. Even though I had no reason to anticipate any more income coming in, this has been tremendous in giving me clarity on my numbers, which is something that is so, so important. And I find this comes back to me time after time, is that clarity is such power. Okay. So looking on to May and my plans for the upcoming month. So all I am doing is setting my income goal at 600, my business income goal at 600. And if I exceed that, then fantastic. I have some plans in the works and I'm excited to get that up and running. So I'm going to write that down here. Income goal equals 600. And on a personal level, one of my goals for this month is to use only cash, because I had gotten into the habit of using my credit cards for the points and then paying them off immediately every month. That was what I had been doing, and I found it was really easy to lose touch of what I was actually spending and to gradually let that balance creep back up. So I am stopping that this month to give both my credit and myself time to adjust and to get back to kind of where I would like to be, with a zero balance on my credit card. This year threw a lot of expenses at me, and none of them were unexpected, and I don't regret any of them. However, I am aiming to stop the spend now and to really get a handle on my outgo from both a business and a personal side. So that is my biggest goal on the personal side. So at the end of this month, we have Memorial Day coming up, which is exciting. Looking forward to a day off for sure. And overall feeling very, very thankful and grateful for the way things are in my life right now. So that is my budget wrap up for April. And again, so the month officially closes on Saturday and a new month starts on Sunday. So there may be some things that come in here or there, but overall that's what we're looking at for the month of April and looking at going into May. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate this. If you have any questions or any comments, let me know. I'd love to hear how your April budget went, what your highest expenses were, and if you had any unexpected income